Let's talk about the markets for a minute, because he is taking credit for the run that the Dow has had here, and a lot of people are saying that's a big mistake.
I think he'll rue the day he took credit. You should never predicate what you're trying to do for the long run, as well as intended as he might be, on what the robo-machines are doing in the short run, and that's clearly what's running today. The robo-machines can read words, and therefore when he speaks, they hit the buy key, but they can't read the tea leaves in Washington because it's far more complex, far more opaque than the stimulus the machines are used to. The stimulus the machines are used to comes from the Fed. The Fed is simple, transparent, stupid, and predictable. Washington is absolutely the opposite. They think the baton is being handed off to fiscal, and it is not going to happen.
Brian wants to jump in here, David.
Okay.
Okay, so, hi, Brian Stutland here. So
yeah, Brian,
here's the
yes.
one question. 2012 to 13, we had the fiscal cliff worry, and we had a House divided. We had Republicans in Congress, we had a Democratic president, and yet they somehow managed to raise the debt ceiling and get through that time. Why do you not think, when you have a Republican Congress, a Republican president, that we just simply won't raise the debt ceiling, figure that problem out, and yes, maybe we'll live in a higher interest rate environment because it's going to be more expensive to borrow money, but why can't that happen?
Because you now have a Republican president and a Republican House that is not about to start a bipartisan negotiation like Obama did with Boehner. The reason that the Freedom Caucus exists today and that the Tea Party is still half of the back benches is they believe they were sold out time after time after time by Boehner and the Republican leadership, and that's how they passed the debt ceiling. Now, Trump has declared war on the Democrats. He's declared war on the border, on immigrants, the deportations, all the rest of it. The Democrats are not going to deliver any votes, in my view, for a debt ceiling increase unless he throws in the towel on Obamacare and on border control and all the rest of it, which he won't do because he would have a revolt on the right. The politics today are 3 times more fraught than they were in any of the years that you mentioned when we barely got through in prior terms.
All right, David, final question to you. You say the market's going lower from here. How much lower?
Who knows? I think there is a massive fantasy built in that an economy 92 months into an expansion, almost the longest in history, can suddenly get up on its hind legs and start growing again. Profits are still down. You know, they're in the last 12 months, they're still about 10 or 12% below the peak in September 2014. I see nothing to reaccelerate the economy or profits, and I see a huge mess, bloodbath, fiscal stalemate in Washington that will remove any of the stimulus that the traders are expecting from infrastructure and big tax cuts and all the rest.